The second most.
See how this works. What's going on, everybody? What's up? Happy Sunday. Hopefully you guys are ready for some foosball. I love this AI song. I just want to let it play.
This is an AI song?
Yeah, I made it on AI.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And this sounds like some shit Nickelback would jam for like a Sunday night football team.
Right?
Actually, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like Baldy.
Yeah, a little bit. Huh?
They moved the flights now at 12:42 instead of 11:52. That time frame, yeah, you don't have one each car.
You know what to do if the flights are late? Just drink more.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah. But it is Sunday. We're ready for some football. Welcome to Unnecessary Roughness. We are part of the Non-Statistical Network. If you're not already, go ahead and check us out. We are everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Shows live Monday through Sunday on YouTube.
You can even get us in Mexico.
Yes, you can listen anytime, any place. Wherever you listen to podcasts at, all at the Nonsensical Network, or simply go to bio.link/Nonsensical Network. All them links will be there, including a link to our merch. Check out the merch. We even got hoodies. It's getting cold out, so we got hoodies. You know the drill. Like, follow, subscribe, share, all that fun jazz. Oh, man. I have been up since 8 o'clock this morning.
Which is almost unheard of for you on a Sunday. Be glad I didn't pop into your Saturday night podcast, huh?
Oh, no. I was forewarned and threatened with severe
bodily
violence.
Injury. Yeah. Better not get drunk.
Yeah, that was, she said.
He can see your head.
Yeah.
Tell Rick to stay away.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, you're stuck in that headache. I forgot.
Let's go, Buffalo.
Better than Cleveland.
No, it's not hard to be better than Cleveland. Actually, we're going to be much better. We're going to be much better now that we manifested Deshaun Watson breaking his whole body last week.
For those that don't know, Glick is stuck in threatening territory right now, hanging out in Pennsylvania. He's behind enemy lines.
Yeah.
I mean, give the AFC done better.
Yeah. Yes, I am. I am sitting at Pittsburgh International Airport.
He's behind enemy lines.
I started feeling sick to my stomach, and I didn't know what was going on. And then I was like, "Oh, that's right. I'm in Pittsburgh."
Yeah, don't drink any of the water there.
Yeah, right.
You'll end up with no talent at all, be it podcasting or work or whatever. Stick with the beer.
You resemble that remark.
I resent that remark.
You resemble that remark.
Stick with the beer. It's safer.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. I just got Derek's picks. All right, Ross.
That's it. You can go sit in your car.
I could go sit in the car.
Almost like you're in trouble, except not really. Get the keys, drive to the gas station, pick up some beer, go back to park, and sit in the car and drink beer.
You can go sit in the car. Okay.
Oh, man. I got to lock myself away from the Pittsburgh people. Son of a bitch.
Oh,
what a shame.
Nikki put my other earbud in, and she's just sitting there shaking her.
She knows. She knows.
I know. I know.
What's worse is okay. So, for Nikki's sake, and she'll appreciate this. My mom and my sister are die-hard Steelers fans. Die-hard. My mom has been watching the Steelers since before I was around. And now, even living down in Myrtle Beach, she's got Steelers bumper stickers all over the back of her car and stuff. My sister has a blanket and sweatshirts and sweatpants and stuff. The only reason she goes to the Bills games is because her husband, born and raised diehard Bills fan, his dad, diehard Bills fan, like 20 years season ticket holder, all that. So her first choice team is the Steelers. And I hate them so much.
And this is why you're uninvited to the wedding.
That's okay, because that's a long drive to a really crappy state. The last time I drove to Pennsylvania was for another wedding, and I was in the middle of the Poconos, had no cell service, and I ended up getting intoxicated and sitting down in a creek in the middle of November.
Yeah, that sounds like something Pennsylvania would do.
That was all the fun there was to have up there, was to go sit in a creek while you were drunk.
Yeah.
It's like Tommy Boy, what do? We throw stuff off a bridge.
We blow stuff up.
They can't help it. They're all Amish here still.
Yeah. I will give them that. The food's pretty decent.
Dad said he's got 10 pounds of tanner, right?
Nice.
That's enough for one refrigerator.
Yeah.
You want the next county to get the shockwave.
Yeah, no, I was under very strict orders last night not to get too drunk and be hungover and be an asshole today. So I think I was like, okay, I did a pretty good job.
Yeah, you seem to be pretty functional. So.
Oh yeah, we got done with the show. And
stuffed your face with some pierogies.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, weren't you live from the Axtone place though?
No, I was going to be live from Buckeye X on Friday, but then my daughter went in.
Friday.
Yeah, then my daughter went in because Bill and I did a show on Friday, and then we did the normal show last night. I was at the house, so it was. I just
Heard about them.
it was a good show. It was a good show. What up, Tony D? Oh, I forgot. Oh, I can look. I can do.
Do you have to click those for them to pop up there?
Yeah.
That's a little ridiculous, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? What's going on, Rich? What's going on, Britt? What's going on, Wally? Wally, I don't know if you accepted it.
That's Wally. Okay.
I don't know if you accepted it or not, but I sent you the invite for the admin role. So Jeff said he'll be available tomorrow to help you get all set up and squared away. And I'll send him
somewhere around here. I don't know if you know. Well, you know this because I think you got my snap. I officially got started transitioning from driving a truck into the office at work. I got a raise. And
I heard you got a raise.
Well, so I'm taking a new position where I'm going to be transitioning into the office, doing more inside sales, fleet management type stuff and whatever like that, which is good because that's what I've wanted. Dude, I've been driving a truck since 2008. My body is beat the fuck up from driving.
Yeah.
And so transitioning into the office, they gave me a phone. And Greg goes, so now you have two phones. They're both in black OtterBox cases. What are they for? And I said, this one's for the bros. This one's for the hoes.
Nice.
So, but yeah,
that's
I got
awesome.
a raise and I'm moving into a new position. I'm going to get new hours. I'll be working 6 to 3 later if I want. I don't have to. So,
what up, Chaka? That's awesome, man. Congratulations on the new on the new gig. That's fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah, it only took me 16 years of driving a truck to finally get into an office position.
You know,
Brittany comes in on the hose phone.
Yeah.
Because the bros phone does not have the apps that the hose phone has.
Well, let's see if this works. Okay, so I've never ran a show from my phone before. It is Sunday. It is the open panel, as always. All right, there we go. It worked. I've been on show, like I've popped into shows on my phone before, but I've
Yeah.
never ran one from my phone before. So I didn't do all the sharing and stuff like I normally did. So I went on ahead and put the show on Facebook and YouTube. So it's
Well, YouTube automatically kicked up when you started the show.
yeah, YouTube and Facebook will when those I have them linked, so it automatically starts as soon as I go on. But
You just got to
Well,
wear that dress you wore yesterday, Brett.
No.
Brittany had something to do yesterday. She had to wear this dress. And so I know Brittany from, like, not here, obviously, but, like, she's a beanie, sweatshirt type of girl. She was in a dress yesterday. Brittany was a straight dime piece yesterday in a dress.
damn. Like a little Halloween thing, or
no, I think it was a wedding or some shit, standing funeral, whatever you want to call them.
wedding, funeral, same thing.
Yeah,
Same difference.
6-1 after somebody died, somebody lived. Who knows? I can't believe Tua's going to start, man. I did not think he would come back so quickly. It's
Yeah, I was gonna say let's jump into some football conversations here. Right off the rip, man. You said it. Tua's back. Tua's back. What's the over and under on how many plays before he's having an episode?
I guarantee there's a Vegas bet on that. I guarantee you there's a Vegas bet. Let me see if I can't Google that. I'll let you know. Give me a second.
Hopefully he is healthy. Hopefully he'll be all right.
I don't want to wish injury on him.
I only wished injury on one person, and that came through last
And that
night.
came true.
Yeah, that was crazy. We talked about it the whole show, and then I got my wish. So I'm not mad at it. Now we got J-Mo. So yeah, I'm sure that there's some kind of over under.
I'm looking right now. See if there
No,
is.
Hey, good.
Now you can pay Chris.
Hey,
How are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good.
So yeah, finally, some woes are going away in Cleveland. Watson's injured and done for the season. Stefanski came out last week and said that he's handing over the controls of the offense to Ken Dorsey. Finally.
Well, and that's not a bad thing. Ken Dorsey was not bad in Buffalo.
Ken Dorsey's had a good career as a coach.
He has. He's had a really good career, both as a player and as a coach.
Oh, what up, Benji? Yeah.
So
with Nick Chubb is back. Nick Chubb is like last week they kind of slowly weaned him back in, but now he's back in full capacity this week. I'm curious. I don't think they'll win this week, and we'll get into that when we do our picks. But I'm curious to see the difference in the offense this week compared to the last 7 games or 6 games. What are we? 1-5, 1-6, something like that.
1-6, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure.
So I'm curious to see if there's a difference, if there's a shift, or how the team plays with all things going on now. I've never been one to wish a player to get hurt. I've never been one to be excited when a player gets hurt, but you would have thought the Browns won the Super Bowl last week when he went down.
Apparently, they were bitching. There were people talking about how bad it was. The Browns fans were cheering when he got hurt.
Dude, Cleveland Stadium erupted. I ain't even mad at it. I'm not mad at the Cleveland Browns fans. As a lifelong Cleveland Browns fan, that trade, that the money that was guaranteed, what he's done since he's been there, that is a well-deserved. Everybody happy you're hurt because you have underperformed and been extremely underwhelming, and you're just taking your money.
But you're still not. You're still not out of that contract, though, and that's
we can't
what
get out of that contract. Yeah, we can't get out.
So I guess you just eat the fucking the shit foot-long sub, because it's not a sandwich anymore. It's a foot-long sub. You just eat the shit foot-long sub and pay him while he sits on the bench, and then get rid of him as soon as you can.
We have 2 options to get out of that contract, from my understanding. A, obviously, if he does anything stupid again with the previous situation, or B, if much like Tua, if the doctors medically retire him, then they can get out from underneath of that. But they're not going
They
to medically
won't. They
retire
won't do that. Not on an Achilles. Not after watching
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers at 40 come back. They're going to think everybody can do that.
Oh, I will. I will. Yeah, no, they're not gonna. They're not gonna retire somebody. So, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is in all those weird opiates and
And he doesn't do opiates. Correct that. He does not do any
not opiates.
pharmaceutical drugs if possible.
All the woo, as Michael Bathurst should say, the woo woo, spiritual Indian.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aaron Rodgers though. He came back from that faster than anybody else has come back from that injury,
And including guys younger than him, like who was a DK Metcalf was in there at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it was J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, J.K. And outside of the fact that he plays for the Jets, he's not playing terrible this season.
No, I mean he has no offensive line to give him any time to make that throw. But
I did see a funny meme that said Devontae Adams, week 5, loses to the Steelers, gets traded week 6, loses to the Steelers.
He set a record. He's the only player to lose to the same team twice in a rolling week.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, poor Devontae.
Yeah, and he screwed me so bad on my prize picks last week.
I told you it would take a couple weeks for those two to start clicking. I'm curious to see when they start firing on all cylinders together.
Bro, I needed him to have 60 yards. Come on, man. 60 yards is a drop in the bucket.
Yeah,
He got 40.
Amari Cooper is projected to get like 19 points in fantasy football today, and I want to see all 19 plus of them. So, Josh, I have Josh starting in one of my leagues, so and Amari's across the board in my leagues. So I'm gonna need you two to get to work.
It's going to be a lot playing against our. So here's what's going to hurt us the most today. Our secondary has given up the most receptions and yards in the NFL this season.
Yeah.
With 22 pass plays into the secondary for over 1,200 yards. We are hurting badly in our secondary and defense.
Yeah.
So,
and you know, you said DK. Did you say DK was out today?
I was just scrolling. I just said that a second ago.
I know Smith and Jigba's playing, and I know Lockett's playing.
Well, Jackson Smith and Jigba is a huge fucking part of that offense right there.
Well, yeah, you got those 3 guys, and Gino's been playing really good since he's been in Seattle. That's why I had to swap a receiver in Nicky's.
DK Metcalf is doubtful.
Okay.
I mean, Tyler Lockett and JSN for all your pass catching needs.
Yeah. Well, Nicky had at the beginning of the season, she had Rice out of KC. Of course, he's done. And then with Brandon Ayuk, she had him, so I had to change. And I'm like, do I go Lockett or do I go Njigba for your receiver? Because
I would go Njigba.
I think that's what I went with for.
Personally, I would go Njigba. Lockett's let me down. I had Lockett last year in fantasy, and he let me down too many times.
Yeah. Both of them are projected, again, and that's based off of your guys' secondary. But both of them are projected around 13, 14 points. But again, that's that offense right there in Seattle. Those 3 guys.
Yeah.
And you lose one, then the other 2 just automatically, with ease, pick up the slack. So I think either route you go, you're going to get some points out of either one of them today.
Yep. Speaking of Carolina, I had to make some changes to my picks. One of them that I had to do is actually not for Carolina, but it's in the Indy game. That's Texans Indy, right? I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually moved Tank Dell, who was projected to go more than Mooney for Atlanta. I benched Tank Dell after last week's big fucking goose egg in fantasy points. I benched him and started Mooney for the Falcons today, who's projected to go a whole 1 point lower, but I think he'll have a better day.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I I think that Chicago, Washington. We'll talk again. We're gonna get ready to get into some picks. I think that Washington Chicago game is going to be much better than anybody thinks.
Yes, so do I.
Chicago's defense is really good. They're ranked in the top 5. Their offense is a little suspect for most of the time, and then we've all seen what the Commanders have been doing this season. But their defense is suspect. But their offense is just ridiculous. I have the conundrum of having Brian Robinson, Joe Mixon, Montgomery, and Nick Chubb, all 4 running backs, and I have Nick Chubb on the bench because I don't have a 4th spot. But those guys have been putting up all 3 of those guys have been putting up numbers all season.
Montgomery, but so here's the thing with Montgomery. He's either all the way on or he's all the way off.
But he hasn't had really a bad game all season.
He had 1 week where he put up less than 20.
Yeah, but he was still double digits.
Yeah, no.
I mean, he's absolutely. I mean, that's it. I think I have a good problem. It's just like Mixon's
that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, Mixon's been more up and down.
Yes.
Montgomery and Robinson
he's also been injured too.
Yeah, and I don't know what Chubb's going to do yet. This is only his 2nd week back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't really know. Last week he did 10 or 12 points because he got a touchdown.
Yep.
And ain't nothing. Let's go Panthers. Cameron, let's go Panthers. Joking. Broncos by 40. I'm starting Bo Nix today in one of my leagues.
Oof.
I had to drop Justin Fields.
I'm starting Kirk Cousins over CJ Stroud.
It was. I had to drop Fields, and it was either my only other quarterback that I had was Dak Prescott. So it's like, do I go with this goofball who we all know can put up a ton of points, but we also know can put up not a lot of points? Yep. Or do I go with the hot hand and Bo Nix in Denver going up against Carolina?
Yeah. Well, I actually had to bench CJ Stroud this week and put Kirk Cousins in because Atlanta's playing Tampa, and Tampa is so hurt right now.
I know Nikki has Kirk Cousins, but she's also got Russ. And the Steelers are playing the Giants this week.
And the Giants, the Giants.
And Russ went off last week. And Russ went off
secondary is so sus too.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, and Russ went off last week. I mean, he got 30 points in fantasy football. So it's just like, I can't. I gotta, hey, go with Russ this week. I kind of screwed you last week by picking Cousins, and he had an off week.
So how did we do? You don't have your notebook, so you don't even know how we did last week, do you?
I do. Derek won the week. He was 11-4.
Yep.
I was 7-8.
Ouch.
Yeah. I think you were 8-8, 9-6, and Cam 8-7.
You really need to save a picture of this on your phone or something.
I do. I have a picture of it, so I will drop down and I'll tell you.
Oh boy, there he went. He went down, literally. I'm talking to Pat McAfee on NFL Game Day right now, talking about this about Tua coming back.
Okay, I was 7-8. Derek was 11-4. You were 8-7, and Cam was 9-6.
Damn, I definitely wasn't 13-2 like I was the week before. Yeah. That was a good week right there, buddy.
Yeah. No, you were not. No, well, and I think what kills me, and I got to stop doing this. I make these boneheaded picks. I say I'm not. I say I'm not going to pick the Browns, and then I pick the Browns.
You do. And I told you, you don't pick for the win. You pick them. You pick based on your bias.
Yeah. So it's like I do the same thing with. Well, I don't do that in college because I'm quick. Like Another Shot podcast does their Thirsty Thursday sports show. And the last 2 weeks I've bet against Michigan, which is they've lost their minds. I couldn't believe that I came back and bit me last night. Shout out to the Michigan Wolverines, making sure little brother stays in his place, and we take the trophy home. But yeah. So today I'm gonna be a little bit wild. I'm gonna do with what I do best and pick with my gut, and that's how I'm gonna make my picks.
Speaking of college. Speaking of college, yesterday, let's on a quick mention. Ohio State barely beat Nebraska.
Yes,
like
and Texas
barely
beat.
And
Vandy.
Texas, dude, Vandy was mounting a comeback on Texas where all they needed was an onside kick recovery.
Yes.
Also, Alabama embarrassed Missouri at 34-0. And they're both ranked teams. Penn State embarrassed Wisconsin.
Yeah, but that game was close for a minute.
Texas A&M upset number 8 LSU.
Yep.
And SMU at number 22 managed to squeak out a win against Duke and win 28-27. Also,
I see that
Navy handed their first loss yesterday in embarrassing fashion by Notre Dame, 51-14.
Yes, that got out of hand fast and in a hurry for Navy.
Yup.
Yeah, I had that on for a minute, and I was like, "Holy crap, this is already over before it started." So,
ready?
Yeah, I can walk and talk.
That's up for discussion.
Yeah, it's not like I'm a Steelers fan or anything.
You don't have to worry about some towel falling over your face and not seeing where you're going.
That's the towel to wipe their tears.
No, that or to wipe the shit off the bottom of their shoes that they step in constantly over there.
Yeah, that's true too.
I might have to rethink our officiant.
Our what?
Our officiant. She just seen Arla said he's always been a Chicago fan. There's nothing wrong with being a Bears fan.
No, the Bears were stellar in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they were always a team worth talking about. You know, and the first jersey I ever bought in my life was probably one of the best linebackers to play the game in Brian Urlacher.
I was just gonna say, I had 2 Urlacher jerseys.
You want to talk about a man that could wreak chaos anywhere on that field? Didn't matter if it was at the quarterback, in the secondary, outside the number, or outside the hashes. It didn't matter. Brian Urlacher could disrupt any play, anytime, anywhere on that field.
Yes.
And for a man of his size that looked like fucking Shrek in football gear, the dude was fast.
Yeah, he was an absolute terror. There was once upon a time I used to buy just jerseys of players that I like. Unfortunately, all my jerseys were stolen. I had a bunch of old school players. But Urlacher was one of those. I had 2 of them. I had to get 2 of them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no. Shout out to SMU, man. I called it at the beginning of the season. I said they're going to be that Cinderella squad. I would love to see them keep winning, and I would love to somehow see them get up into the top 12. I think that would be cool.
Well, now that we know they're in the ACC conference and we didn't prior, they are in a Power 5 conference that we did not know about.
Yeah, I mean, they could potentially win the ACC this year.
Well, they beat Duke yesterday. Well, no, I don't think they can. They'd have to beat Miami to do that, and I don't think they're going to be able to do that.
I wouldn't sleep. I'm not saying, dude, speaking of Miami, did you see their blacked out unis last night?
No, I didn't.
Oh, dude, those were thick.
Can we talk about the big trade of the week this week?
What's the big trade of the week?
DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
And he debuts tonight at the Raiders, or today at the Raiders.
I say we wait and see how he does, because he's been And I don't know if that was on the Titans
I think he's
or
on
if
the
that's just
downslide of his career, though. He's not a bad
yeah,
man.
yeah. I think he's getting up there. I know he had a couple injuries, so it
But
was
the
definitely.
Chiefs were literally that devastated at wide receiver. It didn't. They could have taken a high school kid and been better than where they were.
But we've seen it happen with players. Look at Geno Smith, man. Everybody thought he was done, and then he goes to Seattle.
Look
So,
at
I
Joe
mean,
Flacco.
yeah.
Like, where the fuck did that guy come from?
Yeah. So I mean, D Hop could get out there to KC and just we see the old
And
D Hop
ball.
again.
He could ball, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
doesn't he have the biggest hands in the league? Wasn't that always something they talked about with him? Was he had the biggest hands in the
Something
NFL?
like that.
They will probably.
And his vertical was retarded.
I doubt they're going to card you with everybody.
Yeah, especially.
Are we buying beer
no.
outside?
No, we're going to a restaurant or something here down the road from the airport.
Is it cold there, Glick?
No, actually it's dude, it's fucking perfect. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it
I got 70 here right now, but I've got overcast skies. You don't have cloud around you.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can see. God, I feel so sick to my stomach right now.
No, breathing in that Pittsburgh air.
Schittsburg. Welcome to Schittsburg, home of the Squealers.
Yep.
I feel like the valedictorian of the special needs class while hanging out with all of Nikki's family.
The first place winner of the Special Olympics.
Yeah, like I'm the smartest retard in this group. Okay, this is gonna be fun.
We all know she's not that smart because she's marrying you. So
this is true.
And you're marrying up, so that gives you a leg up on brain cell power.
Rick said we all know you're not that smart because you're marrying me and I'm marrying up. So I get extra brain cell power. Hopefully this will not. God, I wish I could spin that.
All right. Should we go? Because I know you're kind of busy, so we can go ahead and get into the picks and stuff for today if you want.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and I got my little notebook here. We'll go ahead and this is Rick's gonna and all that because I can't pull up everything at the same time.
Speakers now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I just went surround sound, and I'm gonna invade Schittsburg through the car speakers. And he muted himself.
Oh, we got a car and my phone connected to my car.
I could have talked shit to the whole city of Schittsburg through the speakers. Roll the windows down.
Oh, don't worry. I don't
it up, baby. Glick might not make it out of Pittsburgh, but I'm going to talk some shit before he dies.
Hey, I last year I sat front row in my Myles Garrett jersey, taunting Mason Rudolph the whole game. So,
did you ever get him to turn around and address you though?
No, actually, I was getting
your game up.
I was going to get ready and taunt him because we're literally right behind the bench, and then I got the death stare from a certain someone.
The knife holder.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I got my little notepad here. I do got Derek's picks, actually. Give me 1 second. Oh.
Here you go. You're going to mess up your stream again.
Yeah, I am, because
you got to bring something else up on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to send it to me real quick, and then I can pull it up on mine? Boy, oh boy, this is a struggle for him with the podcast from his cell phone. That's for sure. And if he loses it, I don't have admin rights, so the whole thing will be over. I'm sorry about that one, folks. Which he very likely might lose it because he is not very smart. They're still talking to McAfee on game day. Man, oh man. He's all about them Colts today. And that should be interesting. Let's see if he can get back in now. Oh, he's going to come back in on a double. Oh, there he is.
Got me a little double. Okay, so what I did.
You sent him to me, like I said.
Yep. Remove
which is fine. Because then you don't have to keep jumping out to look at them.
Yeah, so it's 51 here and I'm below. Yeah, it's 47 according to my car. It's
ooh, that's good for Sunday morning football at the park with the boys.
Yeah, and the sun, like you said, there's not a cloud in the sky. Perfect blue. Dude, it's ideal weather. It's perfect hoodie weather.
Yep. Perfect hoodie weather. Absolutely right. And if you're sitting still and there's no breeze, you can actually take the hoodie off and sit in a t-shirt because the sun's warm.
Yes, exactly. So, all right. So I sent you over Derek's list.
Yep,
I've got my picks. I've got Cam's picks here in front of me.
I've got mine next to me too, so you don't have to jump out for mine either.
Okay. So I'm gonna let you run down the rundown. We don't have any morning games, I don't believe, or
nope, we did not have any morning games today.
We don't have any next week.
Let me pull my ESPN back up real fast. I'm gonna go by time slot order. So we'll start with the 1 o'clock games today. The first game to talk about at 1 o'clock is the 2-5 Jets and the 1-6 Patriots. So it is the battle of trash cans.
Does Ray come back today?
Trash cans. Okay, I gotta scroll down and find the picks because we just went off of Yahoo Sports. We went like right down in order. Cam's got the Jets, or as Peyton says, the Jest.
Oh my God, that was hysterical! And when she listens to this, she's gonna laugh again when she sees it.
God love her. Hey, at least she helps you. Mike, like I said, my kids would have been like, "Fuck you, do it yourself."
Derek has the Jets also, or the Jest. And as you saw in my paperwork, I went with the Jest over the Pat Riots also. So it looks like we're Jets across the board. Sorry, what's your pick?
Yeah, we are Jets across the board. I don't like the Patriots, and with the 2-5 record against the Jets, and we talked about it a couple weeks ago, the Jets don't look like a bad team.
They've been in almost within a score to 10 points of every single game.
Yes.
There's just something that's not clicking right.
Exactly. So, we're going across the board. Jets, Jets. Or J-E-S-T, Jets.
Yeah, the Jesters at this point because they're a joke.
Yes.
Next up, we have the Eagles and the Cincinnati Bengals. Cam is going. Go ahead. Go with Cam's pick.
Yeah. I was going to say, Cam is going with the Cincinnati Bengals.
So, I know I sold all my Bengals stock. I know I did. I have no faith in the Bengals making the playoffs. I have no faith in them being a contending team. However, the only team that I have seen fall apart worse than the Bengals in the last year has been the Philadelphia Eagles. So on this pick, I am going to go with the Bengals, as well as Derek is going with the Bengals too. So that's 3 so far, and then depending on what you go with.
I've got to agree with you 100%. I have never seen a team that was a legit Super Bowl contender and not lose anybody.
Well, they lost. No, they didn't lose anybody. You're right. They actually gained. Didn't they gain Barkley?
They gained. They got quote unquote better on paper. That absolutely fell apart and went to shit. And that is the Philadelphia. The only city worse than Pittsburgh in PA is Philadelphia.
Yep. And that goes for all aspects of it too, by the way.
Yes.
The city of brotherly love will stab you like you're a
The city-
fucking redheaded stepchild in the family. They don't care.
The city of brotherly love is just trash. The people are trash. Their teams are trash.
Yep.
The only thing good to ever come out of Philadelphia is the Philly cheesesteak. And even that will kill you.
Oh, for sure. Quick, fast, in a fucking hurry.
It's as delicious as it is. And it is worth the death that it'll cause.
It is
Nonetheless.
worth, yeah. So if you're ever in Pennsylvania and you have the opportunity to stop anywhere in Philly and get a cheesesteak, please do. It's worth it.
Yes.
You'll never get one anywhere else like it anywhere in the country.
That's the one good thing we can say about Philly, but it is across the board. I am also going with the Cincinnati Bengals.
To quote the great slap you in the face Will Smith, if you can't see the sandwich to the grease on the side of the paper bag, you did not get a good Philly cheesesteak.
Yes.
And in Philly, you can do that.
And I will also say that Cincinnati belongs to Kentucky. They're not an Ohio football team.
Wouldn't that be nice to believe? But if I have to stick with the Jets and the Giants claiming New York, you have to stick with Cincinnati being in Ohio.
Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. We can pretend.
A fair deal.
Hi, would it be possible to make a reservation?
We can pretend
for
though.
about 1:15?
Right. So all right. So next up we've got. So we went Bengals across the board on that. Your next
Bengals
1
across the
o'clock
board.
game is the 5-2 Packers and the 2-5 Jacksonville Jaguars. Not anymore Jacksonville, but now the England of Europe Jaguars.
Hi, would it be possible to make a reservation for
Because they
7
play
for
more
about
games in Europe than they play in the United States. So, yeah, you have the Packers and the Jaguars.
As you said last week, I think it was you said last week, if you go to England, you have to win to leave.
Yeah, you have to win to come back to the U.S. I firmly stand on that. I'm going with the Packers. Derek is also going with the Packers.
I was going to say, I think this is another safe bet. The Packers across the board.
Across the board, yep.
I mean, there's really nothing to say other than the fact that the Jags are just.
They're so
I
bad.
feel bad for them. They're so bad.
They
I
have
feel
so
bad.
much talent, and they're so bad.
I don't even want to say anything negative about them. I just feel bad for them.
Like they have so much talent, and they are so fucking bad.
Yes.
So, all right, and then we'll move on from that because there's not much more to say. The Lions, who just handed Minnesota their first loss of the season against the Titans. And I have a feeling this one's going to go the same across the board. Even Derek, even though he would yell, "Tighten up," if he was here, he still picked the Lions on this one. Also notable, Will Levis is out. Mason Rudolph is starting QB for the Titans. I am going with the Lions. Derek went with the Lions, and I have a really strong feeling that the two of you are going to go with the Lions also.
Cam is going with the Lions. I'm with Derek. Titans up, but it's week 8. I said I was riding the Titans train until week 6. I'm officially off the Titans train. It is the Lions across the board.
Yep. Next one is a unique situation here. You've got both teams at 4-3 with and this is also a divisional matchup. You have the number 1 in the division, I do believe. Let me double check that real fast. I want to verify before I speak out of turn. Number 1 in the division, Atlanta Falcons, against number 2 in the division, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And they have the same record except for divisional. Atlanta's 3-0 and Tampa is 1-1.
Yes.
Okay.
Notable injuries: Chris Godwin and Mike Evans both not playing today for Tampa. Chris Godwin's season is over. Evans battling a hamstring injury.
All right. Bye-bye.
With that one, I went with Kurt Cash Money Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons. Derek also went Falcons.
Falcons.
Easy saying that. It is Atlanta.
Okay, yeah, fair, valid point, sir. Valid point. Cam also went with the Falcons. However, we have our first lone wolf of the day.
You're
I
going
am
to
going
stand on
Tampa.
Bucky Irving as the running back and Baker Mayfield making all the plays?
I am sticking with my Baconeers of Tampa Bay.
Oh,
Don't tell me not
Do
to.
not.
You are going lone
I-
on this one for sure.
I am going super alone on this one. I think I went alone on this one Thursday night. And yes, I understand in 8 weeks, Chris Godwin and Evans and Godwin have compiled 11 touchdowns combined. But the Buccaneers have put up like 20 some odd touchdowns. Baker Mayfield is
Baker
spreading the ball.
Baker leads the NFL in touchdowns for the season at 20 touchdowns.
Baker has been throwing the ball to everybody. Bucky Irvin's look good.
He's questionable today too, by the way, with a toe injury.
But Rashid White is playing. And your points leader in the NFL, I believe in the NFL, definitely in Tampa Bay, is McLaughlin. He has 57 points on the season. The guy don't miss. So this goes against my better judgment, but I'm sticking with Tampa Bay, man. I think that they're gonna, and I won't call it an upset, but I think they're gonna be able to.
Oh no, it can't be an upset. It's a battle for the number one spot in the NFC right there in the NFC South.
Yeah, I think they're gonna somehow manage to pull everything together. It'll be a tight game. It'll be an ugly game, but Tampa's gonna get it at the end.
You hope. All right, so there it is, the lone wolf pick from Glick with the Tampa Bay Baconeers, while the rest of us all went Falcons.
Falcons.
There you go. They can. Falcons, what they always do and fall apart.
Yes.
That is a favorite slogan down here. The Falcons did what they did best, and they falconed.
Yep. It's so easy to hate on Philly. Tell Philly to be better.
Oh, dude, no doubt. Next 1:00 game. And this is your game, Glick, even though it's not, because at the end of the day, you know what the outcome's going to be, and you'll still celebrate the loss because you still don't have Deshaun Watson throwing your football anymore. Let's talk about the 5-2 Ravens and the 1-6 Cleveland Browns, who will not go without a win this season, obviously.
Yes. We will have at least one win this season.
I hated picking against them, but I did go with the Ravens on this one just because of King Henry's ability to run that ball, and your defense is hurt. They have worked their dicks off this season.
I thought
they are tired.
We were sitting here bullshitting, and I didn't see the fucking thing.
The defense is tired.
Here. Just stay behind me.
I will.
I
said, why are they going 7-9?
They got Ravens and Browns. I went Ravens. Derek went Ravens. I'm gonna bet, and you don't even have to unmute. You can thumbs up. I'm gonna bet Cam went Ravens, and I'm gonna bet you're going Ravens, even though it's against your beloved Cleveland Brownies. So it looks like we're probably 4 across the board for the Ravens. Boy, Glick is doing everything he can today to keep this podcast running with everything going on in the background of his life today. So, and because he didn't unmute, I'm going to guess that everybody went Ravens across the board on that.
That's okay.
Yes, I just unmuted. I was muted. Nikki and her dad are trying to kill us because.
Well, you are in Pittsburgh. It would be about right for you to die there.
Yeah, I am in Pittsburgh, and I am the leader of the special needs class. So
I knew they fucked up, but
but yes, it is across the board. It is Ravens across the board. Yes, our defense is running on fumes at this point. Unfortunately, as good as they are, they've just been. I hate to say they're wore out, man.
I think Derrick Henry sees a 200-yard game today just because your defense is too tired to try and keep up with him.
Well, I will say this, and we were talking about this a little bit pre-show. Now, this doesn't change my pick at all. I'm still picking the Ravens. Thank God Watson destroyed his Achilles and he's out for the season. I never in my life thought that I would be excited to see Jameis Winston as my starting quarterback, but I am.
Yeah, because DTR got hurt too, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. DTR is injured. I am excited to see JMO as our starting quarterback. Nick Chubb is back. He will be at full capacity today. Even though we made the trade with Amari Cooper, we still have talented, reliable wide receivers. We still have King Njoku. And outside of the Watson injury, another huge thing to be positive about for Cleveland coming into today's game and moving forward. Stefanski finally relinquished the offensive play calling to fucking Ken Dorsey. That's why you have an offensive coordinator, Stefanski. I don't know if you know this or not. That's what his job is. So I'm curious to
let's
see what
address that. Ken Dorsey was one of the reasons that Buffalo was able to break their playoff drought too.
yes.
He took the Bills all the way to the 13-2 game.
So I am curious to see. Again, not going to change the outcome. Not going to change my pick. I think this offense will be a little bit different and start to progress positively. Too late in the season to make. Well, I won't say too late to make the playoffs because
Nope, can't say that.
crazy. But I think we'll start to progress positively, and we'll start to see a new look from the Browns offense. If we can keep the defense off the field and keep them from getting tired and gassed like they have been all season, it might be a different game, a closer game, but still an L for Cleveland.
I will probably keep up with that game just to see if Cleveland, now that Ken Dorsey is doing it, and you know Stefanski's going to be ripping his fucking hair out giving up that play calling. He's going to be sitting there on the sideline. You watch him. He's going to be tearing shit up. He's going to be balling shit up. He's going to be doing everything he can to not click that mic and chime in.
100%.
100%. Just take his headset away.
Yeah. Give him some NyQuil. Put him to bed. Bye.
Right. So the last 1 o'clock game, the last one, and this is probably slated to be one of the better 1 o'clock games. Battle in the AFC South. The Houston Texans at 5-2 against the Indianapolis Colts at 4-3 with Richardson back, and they have actually looked halfway decent.
Mm-hmm.
I am going Texans on this game just because I don't believe they're going to get embarrassed like they did last week. It looks like Derek is also going Texans. However, with that said, I did bench Tank Dell on my fantasy team because he put up a big fat fucking goose egg last week in points. And CJ Stroud had 5.5 points last week.
Oh,
The two of the top 5 biggest busts in fantasy last week were both on the Texans team.
Yeah, CJ Stroud kind of hurt my feelings last week. Thank God he was the only player I had on my lineup that didn't do double digits, and everybody else basically was 20+ points last week. So his bust, but it did cost him this week. He's riding the bench
the
this
wooden
week.
Rocket, huh? Riding the wooden pony.
I benched him this week. Again, we got another one across the board. The Texans. Part of me wanted to go with the Colts, but I think the Texans are going to be a little upset after last week's little debacle, and they're gonna come back and get some vengeance.
Put it on them.
Yeah, they're gonna take it out on the poor Colts. So Texans across the board there.
All right, let's move into our 4:05 games. We have the Saints and the Chargers today. It's LA by 7. They're giving 7 points to the Saints. I went Chargers on this one. It looks like Derek went Chargers also. I just don't think the Saints are what they were in the beginning of the season. Injuries.
No, they're beat up.
Them pretty bad.
The Saints are pretty beat up right now. Again, Cam went Chargers. I'm going Chargers as well. So we're all in agreement across the board there.
The other 4:05 game today, my Buffalo Circle the fucking Wagon Bills against the Seattle Sea Chickens.
Sea Chickens of Seattle.
Yep.
Well, Cam went with the Bills. I'm assuming you're going with the Bills.
Of course. Derek went with the Bills. So
I know it looked a little bleak in the beginning of the game last week, but I believe that the curse has been lifted, and I think I'm safe to say, let's go Bills.
there we go,
Over the
Bills
Sea
across the
Chickens.
board. There we go, Bills across the board.
Bills
Yes.
Mafia.
By the way, we are going into what, week 8 right now, right?
Yeah,
Josh
yes.
Allen is still yet to throw an interception this season.
Yes. That is awesome.
If there was any one thing in the past 4 seasons that Josh Allen had to figure out and get under control, it was his turnovers. And to go 8 weeks into the season and not have a turnover thrown. He's turned one over on a fumble, but he has not thrown an interception yet this season, which means he is noticing, he is thinking, and he is realizing you cannot always force that ball. Also, with that said, the stat came out that I think it was like 72% of his interceptions in the last 2 years were attempting to make forced throws to Stephon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
So you take away that super target that threw a temper tantrum about not getting the ball, and Josh has not thrown interceptions.
Yes.
I think the pressure of him throwing to Diggs away, and the pressure of him having to force a throw away, he is spreading the love. They are doing almost an even split between run and pass game. Josh seems to have it under control. That is one of the number one reasons why I am picking the Bills over the Sea Chickens today, even though the Sea Chickens are not looking bad this season.
No, the Sea Chickens definitely are not looking bad. But where are they at? Are they in Seattle or are they in Buffalo?
They are in Seattle. So the 12th man. I don't believe the 12th man is going to play a factor in this game.
Yeah. No, that's not going to change my opinion. I'm still going Bills. I believe the curse is lifted, and I can safely pick them until they lose today, and I get a nasty Snapchat.
I hate you. Okay. Moving on now. 425 games. We've got 3 of them today. We've got the 4-2 Chicago. I can't believe they're 4-2 Bears. And the 5-2 Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels is projected to start with a rib injury.
Did you fuck up again?
Yeah.
We lose you. I don't know.
So, I cannot believe the Bears are 4-2. They are. I don't know how they're 4-2. There's no way on paper they should be 4-2. Caleb Williams is literally playing the beginning of Joe Burrow's career, where he is probably the most sacked and touched quarterback in the NFL right now. It is unbelievable how much time that guy spends laying on the field. And they still, with the help of an unbelievable fucking defense for Chicago this year, and Cole Kmet as tight end, who's just making catches and scoring points like it's like they're paying him to do. The Bears are still 4-2 over the Commanders, and I actually picked them to win over the Commanders today, as did Derek. Derek went with the Bears over the Commanders also.
Oh, nice. I do got to agree with everything you're saying, man. The Bears are surprising this year.
With a rookie quarterback, the Prize Picks even gave the whole first month a special discount of half, more than 0.5 of a touchdown. As long as he scored 1 touchdown, passing or running, you got the win on that pick. Caleb Williams,
right?
And the Bears are 4-2. I can't believe it. And me and Derek both went with the Bears on this one.
And not to mention that, but as I was saying earlier, they're ranked a top 5 defense. This Cameron went with the Commanders. I struggled with this pick because both teams kind of shocking everybody this year. They're both surprisingly good, deceivingly good.
Yes, deceivingly good is definitely the proper statement on that.
You talked about Daniels and Washington. And don't forget about Robinson, their running back, who is
Real
just
quick,
lighting
I
it
got to
up.
cut you off. Your Baconeers are in their creamsicle uniforms today.
Yeah, they're wearing the creamsicle. I knew they were wearing the creamsicle today.
We're wearing the creamsicle uniform. So you still got the right orange on.
Yeah, I did. I love the creamsicle unis. I
You
want
still
a
have the right orange on.
Yeah, right. But yeah. So Cam went with the Commanders, and I went with the Commanders as well.
Oh, that's an even split on this one.
Yeah, so we're split down the middle.
All right.
It was tough, but I kind of just flipped the coin at the end of the day. I'm not going to be mad either way. I'll be happy either way for whoever wins.
That's all you can do. Now we move into the last 425 game. You got the Denver Bo Nix Broncos and the Carolina. We should sell our team to a different state. Panthers.
Oh yeah. Have a good one, Brittany. Appreciate you hanging out for a little bit.
Later, Brittany.
She picked the Commanders.
Yep. So you have the Denver Bo Nix Broncos and the Carolina. We should sell our team to a different state. Panthers. Denver's an 11.5 point favorite. Denver's 11.5 point favorite in today's game.
Well, I went from exit 60 to exit 64.
I think it's a safe bet to say that. I think it's a safe bet that we went across the board on the Broncos.
Yeah, I definitely. You know better than Derek to pick Carolina for anything.
Yeah, I will say this. I did get a caveat.
Hold on. Oh, we had a 50-yard kickoff return in the Texans game right off the bat.
Nice.
Houston ran it back 50 yards.
Hell yeah. I will say this. There was a caveat from Cameron. He said, let's go Panthers.
Because I said there was
I love my Panthers, but I'm going Broncos.
Yep.
So we are Broncos across the board there as well.
You must have hit.
And for the very last 425 game today, we have the Kansas City referees versus the Las Vegas Criminals. I mean Raiders.
I'm on 79 North. You went back.
And Kansas City is favored by 8.5 in this game. They also did just pick up DeAndre Hopkins as a new receiver for them, as they're decimated in the receiver area. So I actually, and my daughter's jaw hit the floor when I said this, but I went with the Chiefs on this game.
Yeah, this is a give me on this pick. I mean,
what do you say?
I hate to say it, but at this point,
yeah, because I went from 60 to 64.
It's highly likely that the Chiefs go undefeated all season.
Right.
Because anytime they get in trouble, here come the referees. It's blatant. It's obvious. They don't even care at this point because they're basically like, "What are you going to do about it?"
Yep.
Okay, I'll get the table when we get there.
So
Derek went with the Chiefs also, by the way.
Yeah, it's
he's losing his mind.
The stupid Kansas City Queefs across the board.
Yep.
The only thing we can hope for, and I'm going to manifest this just like
is Mahomes getting hurt.
Is Mahomes absolutely destroying his knee and being forced to retire?
I wouldn't wish retirement, but I would like to see him get an injury that takes him from being able to play the way he does to being able to play like Gardner Minshew for the rest of his career.
He has enough money that if he's forced to retire because of an injury, he'll be fine.
So in a perfect world, Patrick Mahomes would have a season-ending injury, and Travis Kelce would knock up Taylor Swift out of wedlock, and his brain would be focused on something other than football.
Yes.
So that's
not a bad. You don't talk about a retirement plan. Knocking up Taylor Swift is not a bad retirement plan.
No, not at all. However, it would taint the opinion of the whole world if she got knocked up out of wedlock, because I firmly believe that most people think she wears a metal chastity belt, and he doesn't have the key to it. Her daddy does.
Yeah, exactly. She is a saint.
So that would be the ultimate mental fuck up for Travis Kelce, would be to knock up Taylor Swift.
You're right.
That would
not only would
rain up forever.
yeah, not only when she breaks up with you, is she gonna write a breakup song about you, but then she's gonna write a deadbeat baby daddy song about you.
Yeah, yeah, and then her kid's gonna grow up and write bad songs about you too.
Yeah, and make $1 billion more dollars off of
Just
it.
so
Yeah.
we're clear, yeah. And her backup vocals in her deadbeat daddy song will be the kid crying. There's no doubt about that. All right, let's move on to Sunday night's game. We have the San Francisco 49ers, who have had the number of the America's Nightmare Dallas Cowboys for the last couple of seasons. San Francisco is favored by 5.5. However, they are missing quite a few players with the injury of Brandon Ayuk, Jennings not being in.
Samuels is out.
Yep, Samuel's out. Kittle's questionable, but will most likely play and will most likely see the bulk of the passing if he does.
How would you feel as a team knowing that you were going to play an absolutely decimated 49ers team
and still lose by
and you are still the underdog?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And you got the names that you got. By the way, Kirk Cousins just threw a touchdown pass. My fantasy just went off. So Atlanta is up and it could have been a very, very likely late flag on that for unnecessary roughness, but whatever. Yes, Atlanta is now up 7-0 according to my fantasy. My TV has not gotten that far yet. But let's go back to the 49ers and the Cowboys. I went Niners. It looks like Derek went Niners also. I'm betting that you and Cam are probably going to go Niners also because, well, it's Dak Prescott, and we know they can't win with Dak Prescott.
Yeah, across the board, it's the Niners for everybody. Yeah, even completely. Even with as just destroyed as the Niners are, they still have a solid squad.
Kyle
they do have
Pitts
solid
scored.
Nice. Haven't heard anything out of him all season. Mason has been a good backup he's no McCaffrey, but he's been a good backup. Brock Purdy is still Brock Purdy. I mean, the kid is still playing good. And the difference maker in that team has and always will be, even with the superstar standout wide receivers that they have, the biggest difference maker on that team has always been Kittle.
Yep.
So,
and he's also the biggest personality on that team.
Yes, by far.
Like, the dude is so funny to watch. And Montgomery just scored a touchdown for Detroit. Glad you benched him, aren't you?
Who's that?
Montgomery for Detroit just scored a touchdown.
No, I didn't bench him.
Oh, did you start him?
Oh no, I started.
I left him too.
I left Chubb on the bench, and then I made sure Nicky had because Nicky had.
Oh, and an interception. The Titans tossed a bullshit interception.
Oh, Jesus. You forgot one of the early games, or the Arizona Cardinals and the Miami Dolphins.
Why did I not see that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Either way. All right. So I went with the Cardinals on that game, even though it's Tua's comeback tour. He's going to come back to Cleveland just broke up a hell of a touchdown pass and made sure it didn't happen. Delpit got the block.
Nice.
So
Cam is going Cardinals.
It looks like Derek went Cardinals also, as did I. So,
well, boys, I'm back on the Miami train. Tua for two.
Tua's not going to win that game.
Tua for 2 concussions.
Oh, he's going to get 2 in one game, huh? He's going to get so hard he'll have another one in 4 weeks.
He's going to get the double concussion. I am back on the Miami train. Miami's healthy. Tua's quote-unquote healthy. Tyreek Hill will be there. HN will be there. I'm going Miami in this game, and I'm lone wolfing again.
Yeah, you are.
What? I gotta shake things up around here, man. Otherwise, we all just pick the same teams over and over.
Well, because we're all smart.
Well, yeah, this is true.
We watch enough football. Well, we say that, but none of us are perfect every week, without a doubt.
Yeah. And I like to I like to throw the occasional grenade into the mix and be like, I'm going with Miami, bitches.
Oh yeah. All right, so we got Cardinals, everybody except for you. You're lone wolfing on the porpoises. Who actually just scored a touchdown. Raheem Mostert rushed in for a TD for Miami.
Let's go Miami. Fins up. Fins up.
Fuck you. As a Bills fan, I hate you. All right, so we got Monday night's game, another dumpster fire game, and the New Jersey Football Giants against the, sad to say, Glick has taken up residence there for the day, Schittsburg Squealers. And she doesn't have an earbud in anymore, so I could say whatever the fuck I want to.
Yeah. Thank God I'm no longer in Schittsburg, but I'm still in the area.
You're in the suburbs of Schittsburg, which probably is not any safer.
I can still feel it.
Yeah. You feel it in the pit of your stomach, right? It's like that fucking beer shit that you got to hold because you're stuck in the car.
Get off your
Occasionally you burp it back up a little bit.
100%. Oh, God.
Yeah, you can't get far enough away from there. I'm glad I live farther away than you do. You still have to deal with the stench cloud on bad wind.
Yeah, right.
However, with all the shit that I just talked, I did pick Schittsburg to win that game because I'm not stupid.
Yes.
They are magically much like Chicago. Unbeknownst how, they are 5-2 this season. And for the life of me, I cannot figure out how they're doing it. They're now on their second big name starting quarterback for the season, and not due to injury at all, due to one getting healthy.
Yeah.
They have 2-star, I would at least say 4-star quarterbacks on their team.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
With Russ and Justin Fields. And Russ showed up and showed out last week. So I actually went with the Schittsburg Squealers this week, as did Derek.
That is absolutely, as an NFL fan, a problem that I would not mind having. That double quarterback.
Now they have bargaining power for a draft for trade.
Cam went Steelers as well. It is across the board. Steelers.
I see that she told you to not wear your seatbelt while you're in the car as a threat for your life on this pick.
I never wear my seatbelt when she drives.
I mean, in Schittsburg, I would absolutely try to have it on, but whatever. You like to live dangerously, obviously.
Look, and I gotta be able to get out of the car and move quick. I can't be restricted by a seatbelt. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Yeah. Again, much like the Commanders, the Bears, and the Steelers this year, I am deceivingly fast for my size.
Bengals just Jamar Chase for a tutty.
Let's go. I got Jamar in my league. And then the last thing we got is the Thursday night game. What is that? Texans.
Just jumped ahead on that one. I don't believe we have a pick. We do not have a pick from Derek on that. I don't think anybody thought far enough ahead to go with that one.
I do have the pick from Cam. I'll get it. I think this is going to be a pretty. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty easy pick. I think it's going to wind up across the board.
I can't say it's going to be easy. It's all going to depend on what I see out of them today. I want to see if Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams can get clicking pretty good. If they do, they could very likely turn that season around. They are still 100% within playoff contention, even at 2-5.
They absolutely are.
They have been in every single game this season. They have some piece, and I don't know if it's Devontae Adams. I don't know if it's firing a head coach after 5 weeks. I don't know if it's Aaron Rodgers not being the Aaron Rodgers of old. I don't know. There is some piece missing in New Jersey for the Jets. To be honest with you, I think that if they wanted to find it, they need to bring Rex Ryan back. That's just my personal opinion. Him and his shiny, bright white fucking teeth and his fake tan. I don't know. I really don't know what is missing with the New Jersey Jets, but there's something. And if they can manage to put it together and find it, Mayfield just fumbled the ball. If they can manage to put it together and find it, the Jets do stand a fighting chance at least making the wild card game. And depending on what they do this week, my pick could change after today because obviously I have until Thursday.
You don't get that luxury. We make the picks on Sunday.
All right. Well,
I'm
if we're
gonna wait
doing
until
it
after the
that
game.
way,
I'm gonna wait until after the game Thursday and send you
well,
my
it's not
pick.
fair
How's
that I have
that?
to pick two. It's not fair that we have to pick 2 games ahead.
We do it every week.
I know, but I've never had this conundrum where the New Jersey Jets could actually become a good team. But
I
with that said,
understand.
I am going to go with the Texans on this. So I think the Texans are going to take the Jets on Thursday night on Prime Video.
Yeah, I will get Derek's pick from him. I have to ask him every. I think it's a safe bet. I think he's going to go Texans. But I'm not gonna put that in there until I get confirmation. And of course, I'll let you know as soon as I do.
It's so far in advance they don't even have a spread on it yet.
Yeah,
But the matchup predictor is almost even at 50.8.
That's what makes picking the Thursday game on Sunday so much fun because nothing's out yet. Yeah, nothing's out yet. Fucking Texas could go into the game today, and CJ Stroud and Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs could get absolutely destroyed.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, you never know. Cam's going Texans. I'm going Texans as well.
So it looks like we went Texans probably across the board.
Yeah, I think it might be across the board. We did have. I have to put this down for a second. Just a real quick recap. Then we'll do a score update, and then we'll get the hell out of here. We got 2 lone wolves by me. Lone wolf the Bucks, which doesn't sound like that's going too well right now in my favor. And I lone wolf the Dolphins. Last week we had I lone wolfed the Niners and they lost. You think I'd learned my lesson? I lone wolfed the Buccaneers last week too, and they lost. You lone wolfed the Jets last week, and they lost. And Cameron lone wolfed the Raiders last week, and they lost. So our lone wolf picks were straight ass last week.
Yeah. Yeah, the Lone Wolf Award at the end of the season should be a roll of toilet paper because they're always shit picks.
You know what? I think I'm gonna, because I always mark the lone wolf picks. I want to go through and see how those have panned out.
I
and
would.
what that record is. I'm curious now that you said that.
Yeah, they're always terrible. Oh my God. Jacksonville just pinned Green Bay on a punt that bounced and then bounced out of bounds at the 1 yard line.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, all right. So, quick, I'll give you a quick score update because I know you're in a vehicle. You don't have a TV handy.
Yeah.
Right now, Jets Pat Riots 0-0. Bengals over the Eagles 7-0. Packers Jags 0-0. Lions over the Titans 7-0. Falcons over the Buccaneers 7-0. Dolphins over the Cardinals 7-0. Ravens Browns is still a 0-0 game. The Buccaneers are currently driving towards the end zone. And the Colts Texans are tied at 3.
All right,
so there's your current score update before we say c'est la vie for the day.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Bye.
I will let you go do what you're doing. Enjoy your time with Nikki's family. Please survive Schittsburg to live to be here for next Sunday's podcast.
I will do my best to.
If you come back and you are sick, I totally understand why. You are in Schittsburg.
I will do my best to navigate the shitty waters of Schittsburg and try to survive.
Yes, please do.
We're not in Schittsburg anymore, but we're still close enough. Thank you to everybody who was hanging out and was watching today. If you're not already, make sure you give the network a follow. We are everywhere. Go to bio.link/nonsensical network. All them links are there, including the link to our merch store as well. We will be back. Well, I won't be back, but Connor will have a panel full of riffraff and miscreants tomorrow night on Men Caring for Men. I think Jeff's going to help out. I think Blaze is going to help out. Wally, who has his brand new show debuting tomorrow. Oh, excuse me. Speedway
There was one of
Stories.
those Schittsburg verbs.
Yeah. We do have a brand new show debuting tomorrow evening at 5 or 5:30, I can't remember. Speedway Stories and Cold-Blooded Conversations, all things motorsports and reptiles.
Ooh, I
Hosted by
might check
Chris.
that one out.
Yeah, I think Jeff's going to be there to help out with the first show tomorrow. And then Tuesday, I'll be back with Riley Bourne. Her and I will be hanging out, talking about her music. And then, of course, Wednesday is What the Fuck News. It's in the news and it makes
If it's in the news and it makes
Jeff
no
was saying
sense
about-
or makes you say, what the fuck?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about
Baconeers
it.
just scored a touchdown. That game is now 7-6. Cade Otten.
Woohoo! And then every
And
other
the
Thursday,
Patriots just scored a touchdown. Drake May rushed for 13
Oh.
yards.
the Patriots are scoring, huh?
Yep. Drake May, quarterback rush, 13 yards.
And then every other, I think that was a woman and it's now pretending to be a man. I don't know. But Thursdays is Cash's Corner. Friday is Nonsense and Chill. Saturdays is Nonsensical Nonsense. And Sundays
It's
is
just an
show
average
right
shit show on Saturdays.
here. Yeah, pretty much.
I will most
And it's,
likely be here this Saturday to get drunk with you,
Nice.
as I don't have any kids. Depending on the new, by the way, side note, the release of Call of Duty Black Ops 6, $100 video game is trash. It is garbage. It is dog water.
It's free $99 if you have Xbox.
Game Pass Premium.
I have the Ultimate Game Pass.
Yep, it's still a trash game. It's garbage.
Take this. I'm gonna go.
It really is terrible, but that's beside the fact. Moving on, so Glick can get the out of here. Yeah, I will probably be in Saturday, and then Sunday we have the Unnecessary Roughness podcast yet again with us two idiots and possibly Cam and Derek.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Appreciate y'all listening. Appreciate y'all being here. Enjoy your Sunday football. Hopefully your team wins, or at least doesn't look like a complete dumpster fire.
And
that
here we
being
go
said-
with my Go Bills.
Go Bills, go Browns, tighten up. And
I don't
let's
know
go
what the fuck
Panthers.
to say.
Now.
I think when it comes to the Panthers, you say, get the fire extinguisher.
Yeah, the Panthers have been spayed and neutered, so they're meow and let the
Yeah, pretty
dogs
much.
bark in the dog pound.
There you go. All right, bro. Have a good day. We'll talk at you later, buddy.
Have a good one, brother. We'll see you next time around.